Good morning, Patrice Coleman here with 513 Love Style. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. I'm really glad to be here. I know it's been a minute for me, but it's been a busy, hectic time, but I really did want to take time and just say hello to everyone. And um, I woke up this morning and I know I have so much to be thankful for. And I'm excited because I know today is a new day and I have things to do. I just woke up with all kinds of thoughts pouring into my mind and my spirit. And today I'm just giving thanks. And I have a question for all of you. Do you have a heart for love? Do you try to love everyone usually? This morning I had an epiphany and I realized I've lived my whole life backwards, like in reverse. I started out by loving others first, and I usually put myself last. And that's backwards. I realized that after God, we should put ourselves first. And I figured this out a couple of years ago, really recently. And yeah, I realized that a couple of years ago. And in retrospect, I had the opportunity to really take a look at my life and when I had some downtime. And I realized I was really operating backwards. And don't let me give you the wrong impression or anything because I am by no means a saint. I'm real clear about that, but that's a subject for another day. But anyway, I did operate that way and I didn't realize the importance and the value of loving myself. And I know that my parents always tried to instill that in me. And my parents were really interesting, really cool people, I have to say. My sister and I, oftentimes, in spite of the dysfunction that we had, that all families have or whatever, we could look at each other and go, yep, we were really fortunate. And we were. And one thing I can honestly say that our parents gave us a lot of freedom and a lot of room to grow, but in that, sometimes I needed somebody to really just knock me over the head and tell me something, straight with no chaser. And a lot of times they were either being too, I don't know, dreamy about something or too vague and expected me to read between the lines. And I am not that chick. I needed something a lot more direct or some other kind of explanation. And that's why I think about the term, it takes a village to raise a child because everybody's not going to have the same approach and everybody's word is not going to resonate with a person the same way as someone else's word will resonate. So that being said, pew, a whole bunch of stuff went over my head. And for me, because of the type of person I am, I'm a Christian first and foremost. I'm Christian, and I'm a spiritual person. Metaphysics has always interested me. I'm a background in psychology, and it's always been interesting to me to know what makes people tick. And also, from early on, I kind of knew. Later on, I figured out I'm an empath, right? So that kind of was what I guess the motivating factor was for me to really understand what makes people tick. Why do they feel that way? Why do they act that way? That was always really important to me. But in the meantime, um, the other part of that is astrologically speaking, I believe that when we come into this world, we come with a particular blueprint, a stamp on us that is a predisposition for, the type of person we're going to be. And I know a lot of people don't believe in astrology, and I always think of it from the biblical stance in Genesis. God said that he was creating the firmament for signs. And so I took that literally. But anyway, but God, Jesus first for me, but and then myself. But I had it twisted because of, I guess, the empathic part of my personality. I always had a real concern for other people and could feel their energy and pain and all that. So I just wanted to see how other people deal with that. Did you all happen to figure out who'd you love first? Did you learn to love yourself first, or was it just natural? I mean, I know people who always think of themselves first, and sometimes it's not because they're not caring people. It's just they naturally just do that. And then, I know kind of degrees all in between. I only look out for myself and I always look out for everybody. So there's a happy place, and I just like to know where your happy place is. But in the meantime, I just want to say it's a beautiful day. It's a day to give thanks. And I just know that no matter how hard or difficult things are right now, like sometimes I'll do an exercise and think about, even though I'm trying to really stay in a positive place, and this kind of helps me, I'm thinking about when something doesn't seem good, I try to find the good in it and think about times when things were bad and how that maybe opened up a situation for me to be protected, like getting a flat tire or something, and once the tire is fixed and I'm driving up the expressway, there's a fatal accident or something like that, and I always think, gosh, that could have been me, thank God bless them and help them, but thank God it wasn't me. So, sometimes there are certain delays and certain things that happen that can actually be a blessing. So, today I say, let's count it all as a blessing and say, Happy Thanksgiving. Thanks for visiting on 513 Love Style. And remember, be kind, be loved, take good care. Until next time, it's Patrice at 513 Love Style. Bye bye.